I'm not gonna take a gamble with my life. I'm just not gonna do it. I had too many signs. I had too many people that I know that had close calls, and it's just not the move.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take, I mean, people take over the counter medicines all the time without knowing what's in it. There's as much, That's pretty much the same thing. It's like you don't know what's in half those over that Claritin. What's half of I can't even pronounce half the things that's in the Claritin for my allergies. You know what I'm saying?
If you go get dick pills out of the corner store. If you mean to tell me you won't take the shot?
I'm trying to put it down on homegirl right after the club. Welcome to Just Acting Up Show. I'm your host, Joffy. We up in this thing, Joffy. You ain't got no alibi. I don't know if you ugly, but if you are, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I don't know. That's between you and God. But anyways, we got Chris in the building, man. Chris, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? It's your boy, Chris, the mad scientist. Y'all like that? I'm like trying different stuff, every week, trying to get something.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all trying different stuff, Hey, man, I won't be that hype man. Just like, oh, Chris in the building, man. Mike, what's up?
I'm just waiting on your outfit. Hello. Salutations. Hello.
Salutations.
And your last name is spelled Joffrion on my computer as of right now.
Yeah, Joffrion.
Joffrion.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know. Okay, because I got a piece of candy.
I tell people say Joffrey, like King Joffrey from Coming to America, that they can't say Joffrion. So
I got you.
Yeah, man. It's all good and gravy, man. And what speaking of all that, before we get to the show, like go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe, y'all. It's free. Y'all want me to do the drop again? Let me do the drop again. Where my hat at real quick? You're sitting on the couch all day anyways, and your life passing you by. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there. It's easy. I should walk away. If I had a background, I would walk away. We got a great show for y'all. Y'all know what that commercial is. And y'all know what this show is. Jack's Acting Up Show. We got a great show for you. What's going on in this show? What I'd say what's going on in this show. We're going to talk about what's going on in the great city, great state of Houston, Texas. Biden, he's pretty much, he's dropping we knew we're going to come to it. The whole COVID. Y'all already know what it is. It is what it is. And of course, like I said, great city, Houston State, Texas. We kind of had a feeling that this was going to happen. You can't mess with a woman and think she's not going to want to see about you or think about you. So, yeah, Texas, these laws, man, we want to talk about that again and again and again. And we got some more news. NFL football season is just kicked off. Did your team win? Did your team lose?
I know who won. And I love it. It was some good football Thursday night. Y'all see that? Woo, woo.
Ooh, we throwing shade early, bro.
Darn right. Because I don't know what our season's about to look like.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man, no mercy whatsoever. So NFL season, more breaking news, all that and more. Just Acting Up Show. Y'all stay tuned, stay locked. We on the big stage right here, y'all. So let's get into this real quick. So we'll get into Biden talk later on. We're going to talk about Texas first. So we stay here in Texas. I mean, we live here, so why not talk about what's going on here? So pretty much, like on the last show, we was talking about how they had like 600 plus new laws that hit everybody in the state of Texas, state of Houston, Texas, about the, what time to get the alcohol, the gun laws, the prostitution, and then the abortion is the one that pretty much everybody's highlighting, talking about that. But like I said, 600 plus new laws. So everybody might want to go and look at that to see if you might be doing something wrong, because you don't hit them lights. The red, blue lights, you got to look in the back, say, what I'm doing wrong. So, so pretty much what is going on is that, let me get to it real quick, is that Texas is being sued by the U.S. Department of Justice, and it seeks to invalidate state's abortion law. So I know, of course, we're men, and we have women in our lives and everything that we talk to, like family, friends, and all that. And the women aren't for this abortion law, which I completely understand. You can't mess with women and about their bodies and think that nobody's not gonna come see about you. You can't tell somebody what not to do with their body, and they just not gonna come see about you. So,
it's like it's crazy that I don't know how that is even a debate. It's like what if they told us, well, you all have to get a vasectomy by this age, like sure there'll be some upheaval,
like you tripping,
these it's their body, man. Pro-choice, what you decide is your body. I ain't the one got to carry the baby. You know what I mean? Why should I care?
Pretty much, man.
And like I said, they've been fighting for this. They've been fighting for this for a minute, and it's a victory. It's a victory on that side. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, but hey, this is the land of fighting. So they're gonna fight this all the way through. They're gonna see it through, and it's gonna get overturned. I believe because it got too much. It got too much backlash with it. Way too much backlash.
I think you mentioned last week on our last show that it's like the Republicans are getting getting their revenge.
Yeah,
it's like one of those. It's like one of those things. I think because Texas was almost blue for a second, and I think they were like, while they still got the power, we're gonna try to get everything we want through while we can, And
it scares them. It scares them because Texas haven't been blue in years, and they see it changing. So
right on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get everything that we're gonna get out right now. When we're gonna make it stick, and we're gonna be it's like the more aggressive. I don't know if it's Texas, Florida too with it. I think they say Florida is trying to follow the same abortion laws as Texas. So, I mean, that's from what I heard. From what I seen. But man, it's revenge season. Man. Mostly, definitely.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, man. Y'all leave these women alone about their bodies. It's their choice if they want to do it or not. And then it was something else that he tweeted or said that maybe look at him even more stupider than what he. I'm like, why would you say something about that? I can't remember the words verbatim, but it had to deal with somebody getting raped, and it was I don't know if verbatim, but it was something really stupid, and I had to turn the TV off or phone off. What he said. Leave it alone, man. Just let them. It's their choice. It's their choice. So, and we are patiently waiting for the November of next year to get him out of office.
Roll him right on about it.
Roll him about it there, man. Just like Pam did Martin on that episode, just politely rolled him out of there and closed it up.
No diggity, no down. Somebody answer the phone.
Somebody answer the phone. She rolled him out and threw him down the stairs. Rolled him down the stairs.
Yeah. Hit that little lash on the side.
Yep. Boom. There you go.
Put it back into it too, just with the
When you see somebody up there getting hold on, wait, let me get real good. Let me real like you lining it up.
Make sure she got that extra push.
Lining up real good. I want to make sure I'm like the stairs knew I wanted to throw you down there, boy. I'm trying to line you up the right way. Stairs knew I wanted to throw you down there.
Vote, people. Vote.
Yeah, man.
Don't just wait 4 years.
Right.
Vote.
Right. Yeah. You see why this is definitely a good lesson in why we should vote. Just not in the presidential elections, but your statewide elections, your local elections, because laws like this get passed when we don't. You know.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I will say that I do need to get more involved, and the older I get, and the more I pay more attention to this stuff and the penal code and everything else, you can have a voice and fight for it. So yeah, y'all. Yeah. So you got some time before November 2022 come up and you say, we passed this? Oh no.
I know, right?
Who approved this? That governor and the people that's behind him.
That governor.
Told y'all, man. Last governor I saw that I didn't agree with what he said was on The Walking Dead. He was killing everybody off all crazy. So saying, man. All right, so moving on. President Joe Biden says he is to mandate all employers with more than 100 workers required to COVID vaccinations or weekly virus tests. The new requirements would affect as many as 100 million people. I know it's more to it than it. I'm reading it from a post. I want to actually look more into it, but just the thought and just to hear him say that, we kept talking about this on the show, man. Like, it's gonna come to it sooner or later.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's like it was the inevitable. You know, it's just the situation's not getting any better.
No,
it's not getting any better, and more people are dying, and it's just like some people just walk around like they're oblivious to the fact. At least out here in Texas, we're in Texas where, of course, we've been kind of out and about for a while now. And
we're in the red.
Yeah.
Now, we're in the red.
People still out here moving out like it's normal. Like it ain't like what virus, you know?
Yeah.
Clubs still be packed. You know, these different sites.
Man, it's crazy, dude. And I finally got my test. I got my first shot last weekend. Woo, that was rough. But I'm good now, thank God. I gotta go back on the September 25th to get the second one. I know that's gonna be a process too. It's different for everybody. And I understand everybody is scared because you don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't know what was gonna happen when I got COVID. And I know it is like, a crap shot. You just don't know what's gonna happen. But it's kind of like at that point in time where this is what's going on, they're gonna start, saying like you can't come in here or do this or whatever unless you got this vaccination card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking about, you said crap shot, it's people don't want to take a gamble. Like, oh, I don't want to gamble. I don't want to gamble with. Listen, this is not basketball. This is not football. This is not me gambling for the Steelers to win. We'll talk about that later. But this is not that kind of gamble. I gamble with that all day long, but I'm not gonna gamble with my life. I'm not gonna do it. We already eat bad as it already is. We drink water, or we don't know what's in the water that we drink. I smoke cigars. People smoke hookah out of the blue or whatever. We put stuff in our body that it is not supposed to be. So I don't understand what's the problem with taking the vaccine when you say, I don't know what's in that. Well, you don't know what's in that, what you just ate from out of the truck. I think Texas, Houston is more, we have so many food trucks, it is ridiculous. And you don't know what we eat out the food truck, but you're going to go straight to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to take a gamble with my life. I'm just not going to do it. I had too many signs. I had too many people that I know that had close calls, and it's just not the move.
Yeah. I mean, if you can take, people take over the counter medicines all the time without knowing what's in it. This is much, that's pretty much the same thing. It's like you don't know what's in half those over that Claritin. What's I can't even pronounce half the things that's in the Claritin for my allergies. You know what I'm saying?
If you go get dick pills out of the corner store, you mean to tell me you won't take the shot?
I'm trying to put it down on homegirl right after the club. What's funny, dude? Like all that stuff you just mentioned, Mike. Talking about you don't know what's in that food truck when you got out the club. That brisket sandwich smell good over there. And y'all go over there and get that brisket sandwich from off the club.
That man could have just scooped that up right off the floor and just plopped.
And just seasoned the hell out of it, but it tastes good though.
You fill up on that alcohol, like, oh man, I'm finna go to the corner store real quick, get one of them pills real quick. I got this one girl, she bad, bro. So I don't know if I got it in me.
I gotta hang in there. I'm gonna take that pill.
Damn, your heart might give out least you go out happy.
You just had a brisket sandwich. You had some drugs. You just did. You don't know what's about to happen. You're setting yourself up for failure. And then she might be a pretty young thing that you can't hang with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. Then when somebody say, "Hey, you gonna take that shot?" Hell no, I ain't gonna take that shot.
I don't know what's in that shot.
I don't know what's in that shit.
You just gotta okay.
I don't know what's in that shit. I ain't taking it. I ain't taking it.
Oh man.
Hell no, youngster. Look, man. Look, we like Chris was saying, man. You don't know what's in that Claritin, and there's gonna be some smart ass who want to say, "Oh, you got this in it," but you've been taking it. You got this in it, and then you're gonna do some research, and then, dude, we're gonna leave it.
Your choice is your choice.
Yeah.
Put it like that, but just live by your decision. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Whether it's bad or good or whatever. Everybody got their reserves on the vaccine, and it is what it is. But your choice is your choice. Just stick by it.
Yeah, man. I just pray and hope that you don't have I just hope that everything works out for you. I understand why you won't. I understand why you do. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Hope everything works out.
Yep.
So moving forward, man. So the NFL season just kicked off. Chris is happy.
You know what, Mike? I'll let you talk your talk today.
Let's go, baby.
Who does the Steelers play first?
They play. Who do they play? Because I know the Texans. They play Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, they play Buffalo. They play the Bills, and we're not favored to win that because of the Bills is a pretty good football team. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. So they pretty good. I'm sticking with my boys.
Nothing wrong with that.
They don't matter. They can have Tom Brady and a whole bunch of squad of Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famers. I'm still riding with that ball.
It's funny you mentioned Tom Brady because I am a Cowboys hater.
We're not gonna get you now. We ain't gonna skip on that.
No, it's well known that I do not like the Cowboys, and they played a great game the other day. I appreciate it.
You got to give credit where credit is due,
especially the ending. Tom Brady, it was like somebody put a meme up like Tom Brady was sitting, just chilling, playing the game.
Man,
for like a minute 24. He leaned in and did what Tom Brady do, and they got the win. They got the win, and the Cowboys lost, and that's always a good way to start the season.
Dude, man.
But I'm not gonna lie, the Cowboys look pretty good. I was surprised because I'm at work and I'm looking at the scores and I'm like, they are really keeping up with Tom Brady.
The Cowboys always look good, but are they good?
I just give them a little. I hate the Cowboys too. I don't like them neither, but I
every year. Oh, they look good this year. They play that 1 or 2. Oh, they look good this year.
If my dad watched the show, he gonna leave a comment. Y'all better leave my boys alone, man.
They sold
Mr. Jaffe, but
yeah,
he will let you know. 5-time Super Bowl. He will let you know, man. Don't talk about Cowboys.
Hey, if we have to let go of our Rockets and they championships back in the 90s, we gotta. I don't want to hear about the Cowboys if they ain't won nothing in the 2000s.
Exactly. Hey, man, we won one in the 2000s, so we good on that. We good until 2002. No, well, we already here, but but we're gonna get us one this year. But shout out to TJ Watts. He got that I think it's $115 million extension. Well deserved.
Nice. It's not fair that they family get to have all the NFL money.
Man, they eating good.
Well deserved, TJ.
Well, let me hold some cash. Can I be the you need jersey wash something, man, sir? What you need, man?
They got some cousins coming up. Send them over to the Texans.
Where your cousins?
Some white cousins over to the Texans.
That water they drinking, boy, is potent.
What y'all feeding these boys, man?
No, I gave him an extra $2 million. I gave him an extra $1 million. It's $112 million.
Man, it's crazy
for 4 years. So
it's 112 more than I was gonna make in the next 4 years.
Telling you.
Yeah. So shout out to TJ.
Shout out to him, man. We'll see how this whole football year. We still have to remind ourselves that if one play, I know we're getting a little bit back to COVID, but if one person on your team gets COVID, then they just got to shut everything down. So
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, man.
It's gonna be an interesting season for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna mess up. Bro, last year they was playing games on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. Just to try to make them up.
Man, what the hell?
So that's probably why they
ain't
put
got
that
off work yet.
Yeah. Like, man, y'all playing right now? Right now?
They playing at 12, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Man, dude. I don't know. Somebody posted something that me and Chris was like, "Are you serious right now?" Somebody posted saying that that some player is like Spencer James from
Amari Cooper. Somebody tried to say Amari Cooper is like Spencer. That's disrespecting Spencer James from All American, the TV show. Spencer James is a one of a kind. Amari Cooper. That's disrespecting Spencer James on the TV show. Spencer James is that dude that can do everything.
Yeah, like this dude is awesome, man.
He could have played in the NFL in high school.
Man, bro, like Spencer James is awesome, man.
So how do you guys feel about Deshaun not playing in week 1?
It was expected.
It was expected. Yeah, they made Tyrod Taylor the starting QB. I kind of saw it on the first game. I'm like, he's gonna be the starting QB.
Yeah.
It will take a very unfortunate series of events to happen to get Deshaun to play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
You know, and now when he gets out there, like, is he gonna ball out or is he gonna just like forget the text? You know, like,
yeah,
it's a question mark. We're gonna have to wait and see. So, we're gonna see how you do against Jacksonville tomorrow. So we'll see how it all unfolds. And I'm not doing fantasy football this year. I didn't do it last year.
Me either.
So I mean,
too much uncertainty.
Man. It'll have me so stressed out. Now I got time to stress out.
I'm starting to realize that I have never done fantasy football, but as I see things go up and down in the NFL, and then you got to add COVID in the mix too. It's like,
then that's a good thing. Think about right there. Like, you mess up your whole bracket, your whole team. So
yeah.
So for you people out there who do fantasy football, check on your fantasy football friends. They are not okay, or they will not be okay. Oh man, so. All right, y'all. We're about to get into the Critics Corner. A certain trailer just dropped, and everybody is like ecstatic. Some people are excited. Some people are like, nah, which is surprising to me. But we're gonna talk about the Matrix trailer that just came out, just dropped, man. And I know, right? Like everybody did the. I don't know if I can still do the whole little backwards thing. I can't do it. Like I don't know, man. Yeah. The years have not been kind to me, and I ain't finna set myself up for failure. I got to report to work.
Got an old man
back. young old man back. Got a young old man back, man. And of course, we're gonna talk about Boosie, man. Boosie is hilarious. We're gonna talk about the trailer he just dropped as well. So all that and more on Just Acting Up Show, Critics Corner. Y'all stay locked in. All right, y'all. Let's get into this real quick. The Critics Corner. So the Matrix trailer just dropped, man. So, I mean, I'm trying to get I'm gonna have to go back into my bucket, my Matrix bucket real quick, get my slow motion down, get a little Matrix kick and all that. I'm gonna have to get it back in there, man. So, I'm gonna try not to, bro. Like, I don't know if y'all follow me, y'all saw how I can still do the worm. You know, the worm when you get on the ground, you go like this. You know.
Yeah.
So. I was surprised I was able to still do that. I can't get as high as I used to, but afterwards, my whole left side, bro, was like, hey man, what you doing, man? It was like, what you doing? So I'm gonna leave the Matrix up to the professionals. So it looked good. I liked it. I'm gonna go look at it. Some people were saying that they didn't like it. They kept saying like the last installment was trash. They said it was trash from the second one. And the first one was the only good one. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
I think the trailer was good because it kind of brings it back to where they can kind of like a reset on because that second and third one was kind of you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it kind of puts you back in that space of that first one. Okay, like kind of into some of the same elements, it's like two different worlds. And
Mhm.
So, it's gonna be good.
I liked it. I liked it. I didn't have no problems with it. I think that they just holding back, and you know how it is now with these trailers. So they're not going to reveal too much, because the agents, they didn't show any fights with them or even the machines or what really happened to Neo at the end, because I thought it was over.
Yeah,
To
I
be
thought it
honest
was
with you, I thought it was a wrap, but I don't like Skip Bayless say he do not count Tom Brady out. I do not count Keanu Reeves out. Keanu Reeves gonna deliver.
Yeah.
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 Who had a career resurgence, man, with John Wick and everything. And I think he's supposed to be doing John Wick right after this Matrix wrap up, man. And it's supposed to come out during Christmas time. So man, they trying to get us back in movie theaters for real. They trying to get our money.
Yeah. And then shout out to, he's having a good year. Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
There you go.
Yeah. Say that 10 times fast.
Boy, you did it smooth. First try.
There
First
you
try,
go. That's first try.
Yeah, first try.
Yeah.
Swish.
Yeah, man.
He's having a good year. That dude, he just dropped Candyman, and
Yeah.
that did well. Now he's in the Matrix, so he's taking over. What was
Morpheus.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah.
Yeah, that's man. Yeah, big shout out to him. I remember when I first heard about it, they were saying that they had a video game that came out when the Matrix was like really really hot, and it was canon to the original story, and so Morpheus got killed off in that video game, I believe. And they were like, okay, we need a younger Morpheus, and I was like, okay, I kind of would love for Lawrence Fishburne to still be in this because it's the Trinity. You got, of course, Trinity, Neo, Morpheus. Those your main three. But we'll see how it goes, man.
He might be in it.
He might be.
You never know. You don't never know.
Yeah, cameo. So, hey, man. Then you got to think about it too, man. He not of course they can do CGI, and I mean it is the Matrix.
right?
He up in age, but he can still do some things.
At least one time,
Yeah, man, you can still do. Yeah. I mean, I know he's been on what's the name? What's Blackish and everything? Yeah.
Have you guys seen Steven Seagal's movies in his later careers?
Yes.
It's not worth watching.
So if Steven Seagal can do all that, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
That's a valid and great point.
Shout out to Steven Seagal.
Shout out to Steven Seagal, man. I don't want no trouble from that dude. He seemed like he'll just slap the shit out you just for the hell of it. And he has from past stories.
You mean?
That man walked away with no scratches. Before it was the Fast and Furious, he walked away with no scratches.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. That boy said, I'm too awesome, man. He said, I'm the original.
That's right.
I'm the original that walked away with no scratches. Oh, man. So, moving forward. So, Jimmy Kimmel, man. Y'all saw what Jimmy Kimmel said, man?
Yeah.
So,
he just sometimes he has that Spice Adams high step when he kicked that feet up high. Say, "Yep, I'm gonna step in some shit today."
Right when I get out of bed, the boy just bah.
Yeah, like right in it. I'm like, you just got out of this. I'm gonna step right back into it.
Yeah, that man woke up to it like, I'm finna write this.
Boy, Jimmy said, man, Jimmy just got back from vacation. I'm wasting no time.
No time.
Yeah. Tell him what he said for the people that don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, so pretty much he was saying that for the people who didn't get the vaccination, trying to remember everything. I should have wrote it down. Pretty much saying that people that didn't get the vaccination should not be, taken care of in the hospital. Kick them out of the bed.
Yeah.
So that was
I know his PR team is like, woo.
Yeah.
They came into work like, oh, happy Monday. And then he said, what?
Yeah, that's not the words verbatim, but that's basically what he's saying. Like, if you didn't get your vaccination, then you shouldn't be getting taken care of.
Yeah, that's such a hot button issue.
Yeah, it is.
It's just like,
that was tough.
Yeah, man. People are now trying to cancel him too, but I mean, I look at it to where like Jimmy Kimmel was at the certain level of, I give him the same. Well, he had that South Park plateau where they can. I ain't gonna say that they will. Yeah, pretty much they can do and say whatever they want, and you're not finna cancel them because they are South Park. He is Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
turn the channel, man. So, yeah, man. So
I know that's one job I couldn't do. Speaking of PR, I couldn't do it because I'd be like, man, I quit.
Be stressed out. Especially if you got a client that's always saying something.
Always. I'm like, man, I quit.
Like, think about who is Lil Boosie's PR person.
I don't think Boosie got one, to be honest with you. I think Boosie is his own PR person.
I'm not working from him. They gotta be like, he said what?
I don't think so. Boosie is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He don't have no PR team.
No filter.
I am my own PR team.
No tact, no filter, no what. I don't care. I say what I say, and I meant what I said. It. If you don't like it, then hey, that's between you and whoever else you want to complain or cry to. I'm gonna say,
come on, man.
Man, speaking of Boosie, getting off Jimmy Kimmel shout out to Jimmy Kimmel, man. I like Jimmy Kimmel, man. Ever since the Man Show and everything. So, but Boosie, that Boosie trailer, y'all saw that, right?
Yeah.
My Struggle or something, the name of the movie was. Supposed to be about his life story.
Yeah. Boosie is pretty funny to me. He cool. I like Boosie, man.
It looked like it's gonna be a decent movie.
Yeah. That trailer was, man.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, man. I'm on Team Boosie, man. So
he said y'all can put some respect on his name. I said, y'all gonna stop playing with Boosie. Boosie badass.
I like the way how he going up against that CEO of Instagram. Man, Mark, what's his name? Mark
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Whatever he say. He don't ever.
Is it Mark? Okay, wait a minute. That's Facebook. What is his name?
That's
Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Facebook is Mark.
My bad.
Yeah, Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg. Instagram is, and they just had this dude on the Breakfast Club too. And he was given the reason why. And to me, I was like, okay, that's what he do. That's what he does, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why. And it's funny too because these people, what you see on Instagram, like people they just out there. Like I'm talking about, I can scroll down right now and somebody twerking and like just like damn, like y'all putting it all out there, huh? Y'all just But then if Boosie says this or somebody says this, you gonna flag them. You gonna cancel them.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
I agree. Did y'all see What If they did this recent week?
Yeah, I saw it. The zombie.
Yeah, it was the zombie takeover. It's like that's one of those ones where if it's that bad, you just gotta give it to Jesus. Just I can't. Like, ain't no winning. Nobody can win. Nobody can win in that one.
I can't help you. I don't know what to do. It was good, man. I enjoyed it, man. That I don't want to. I know Mike said he hasn't seen it yet. He said he's waiting for all of them to come out, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting for the build up. I can't deal with Disney and their wishy-washy ways. They make you wait. It's like, man, come on, bro. I can't do this.
Build up the suspense. Build up the suspense, man.
Building up this suspense, I can't.
Hey, y'all, let me ask y'all a question real quick. So, y'all remember Blues Cruise? Y'all saw the post that Steve did? Or everybody posting about Steve from Blues Cruise?
Blues Clues.
Blues Clues.
Oh, okay.
Blues Clues.
Yeah, I don't know those. So everybody is they up in their feelings right now, man. Jasmine Sullivan. Because Steve came through and said, I never forgot about you. But in all honesty, it's like, I mean, is he the one we really, I mean, what year was that when Blues Clues came out?
I have no idea.
I have, that's like, that was like before, like, I can't, Blues Clues didn't hit me like it hit everybody else. Mine was Barney. So now so you know, well, no, mine was Sesame Street and Puzzle Place for all you kids who watch PBS back at that time. So I know not everybody remember Puzzle Place, but there's a meme going on again with Barney coming through, and Barney looking rough, bro. That boy Barney said, "Hey kids, you remember me? This been kind of rough for the past couple years. Anyways, how about you slide your boy $50 or $20 real quick so you put me back in the game?" I said, "Dude, come on, man."
Yeah, that's
Come on,
all
man.
right. It's been rough for all of them.
Did you see how Barney looking in them pictures?
No, I haven't seen it actually.
Bro, Barney looking mighty rough, bro. Let me see.
It's been a hard life for him. Can't go around hugging young kids and think you don't have a hard life.
Bro, like I'm talking about Barney's jaw is like to the side crooked, man. And one of his eyes, like Barney's eyes looking like real crackheadish, bro. Like, yeah, like
so he looked like one of the heartbeats.
Yeah, boy, he look.
That
boy, they got that boy Barney looking rough, bro. Like, I'm looking at that meme. My homeboy sent that to me. He said, "Dude, would you let Barney come in your house looking like that?" I said, "Man, hell no. You scared all them kids looking like that?"
Come on, I love you.
Hey man, let me hold $50 real quick. Like, hell no. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, Barney looking mighty. He looking mighty rough right now, bro. You gonna let Barney? Like, you gonna let Barney run through your house like this, man? Looking, scaring the hell out of the kids, bro. Like,
you know who Barney looks like? Sherman. He looks like Sherman. Sherman from Candyman. Chris, you gotta see it. Cause he looked like after the police beat his ass, he looked like that's who he looked.
The boy looking rough. The caption is taking me out. It says, "What's up, mother effers? Remember me? Shit's been weird since we last talked. I'm not doing well. Let me hold $20.
You don't say, Barney. You don't say.
What happened to Baby Bop? She left him.
Probably good. Baby Bop was his sister, right, man?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. That stuff was sad.
I wasn't a Barney. I wasn't on Barney. I was still on Sesame Street. So
yeah, Sesame Street. They got that new character out there who's homeless, and they hugging her.
Well, what was Oscar the Grouch? He stayed in the trash can. Oscar be like, wait. Oscar's gonna be like, wait, what?
Like, man, why you ain't got no sympathy for me? Probably because you're a grouch. I'm still homeless, man. Like, y'all.
Maybe a reason why he grouchy.
Exactly.
In the trash can.
I do agree with Dave Chappelle when he said they raised the kids just terrible without they grow up, get a job, grouch.
Oscar been a grouch for what? How many? I don't know how many years he been Sesame Street, but this boy still living in a trash can. Y'all got Oscar any help yet, huh?
No.
That's cool.
No. Everybody else in their house chilling, having fun, having a good time. Even Big Bird got his own spot. They see Oscar the Grouch every day.
Dirty and just angry.
And the Count got gold chains on. Can't even help that.
How many chains does he have? A one, a two.
Like, God, dog, man. Boy, chilling in this castle with all the best. So Oscar can't come through, slide through real quick.
How long y'all been knowing Oscar? You know what? Oscar must have burned bridges with a lot of people on Sesame Street. That's why he
probably used to be strong guy back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, they tired of his shit. Tired of your shit, Oscar.
Tired of you, Oscar. Yeah. Every time, man.
He probably hung with them same puppets that used to be on Dave Chappelle. They don't show you that side of Sesame Street.
That's the south side of Sesame Street.
Don't go that side of Sesame Street.
Yeah, that's the other side of Sesame Street.
You stay over here. Don't go to that south side.
He play nice during the day, but at night he on the other side.
You better move around there to the other side of Sesame Street.
What's that song? Y'all don't understand as I make love to my hand. That shit ain't even funny. I beat my like it owes me money.
That's why he's in the trash can.
Oh, the doggone Muppets, man.
Oh, that's funny.
And then also, I was just looking. I forgot that they dropped the prequel trailer for The Sopranos for those Soprano fans out there.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for
Oh,
that.
wow.
I'm ready for that. Saints of Newmark. Newmark, yeah, oh, man. I'm ready for that. That's going to be awesome.
Okay, bet, man. That's what's up, man. I still have not really sat down fully and watched The Sopranos.
Many Saints of Newmark.
Man.
Yeah.
That's one I need to, I really do need to sit down and watch that. That one and I'm sorry, sad to say it, The Wire. I watched bits and pieces of The Wire, and while we on The Wire, shout out to Michael K. Williams, man, just passed away, man. Hearts and prayers to that brother, him and his family. We all know that, death is unexpected, but that was like,
yeah, I was expecting that.
Yeah, man, really unexpected. Great actor, man, and I know they're doing trying to figure out what all happened. Yeah, man. So I'm giving them early flowers. I know we're not at that segment yet, but I gotta acknowledge that because it's crazy that when some people come out and they like, man, saying that they knew this man, love him. Like I'm talking about, I didn't much know that. Who was it that posted a picture of him? The most, well, different people that you're like, man, he was cool with that person and took a picture with him and her and her and her. This man was loved by a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, and I'm sad to see that that's what happened, man. And so, hearts and prayers to Michael K. Williams and his family and his loved ones, man. Rest in power, King. Rest in power. Your job is done, and we thank you that you left this amazing body of work in this acting field for us to enjoy. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all want to stay locked in and stay tuned for this. We got a very special guest that's going to come through, man. If you have not been, I almost want to say the show. I want y'all to stay tuned, stay locked in, and I'm going to introduce this man. And then y'all can see, I don't know why I'm moving like this. I'm just going with the flow, man. Moving and grooving, man. Moving and grooving. That Cabbage Patch, anyways. I'm trying to get my end zone dance ready. Y'all like that? I don't much like this. I'm gonna just stop it right now. See, y'all stay locked in and Just Acting Up show. All right, cool. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Just Acting Up show. We got a special guest in the building. So let's applaud for this king right quick, man. So Diallo Riddle, thank you for joining.
I gotta say right there, I don't know if I'm a king, man. I might just be like the Joker. I might be the court jester. You know what I mean? I might, that might be more my accurate. King got to make a lot of hard decisions about who lives and who dies. I was telling Bashir the other day that one of the things that I'm most proud of is that what we do for a living, we make a good living, but we've never had to like go into companies. We have friends who, we went to college with, work in finance. Like they're people who like their whole gig is like going into companies deciding, okay, well, these two departments are redundant, so we're going to downsize these departments, and like they put people out of work. You know what I'm saying? Like I just that kind of stuff drives me. I'm like, how can you do that for a living? So I always feel happy that literally all I have to do is wake up and go to my computer and either write, conceive, or figure out how I'm going to embody a character that hopefully makes people laugh or just feel something. Like it's an honor to have a job like that. I never have regrets about what I do, unless it's not funny. Then I, go to bed in fetal position.
Oh man, you know what? Thank you. You just made me realize something. I'm gonna start telling people, you know what? Don't give me the title of king. Give me something that fits me.
But no. You know what? I support the king and queen movement. Like because people need to hear it because there's enough in society telling you that you're not that. I'm just saying in my own personal. I'm cool. I'm cool. Just trying to spread some love and happiness. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, very good.
And gotta say, man, congratulations on the Emmy with Sherman Showcase.
Oh, thank you, man. Got it right there. this is sort of like my bat cave. You know, this is where I DJ. You can see the
Yeah.
turntables right here.
That's
You know, I
dope,
got some Southside. You can't really see it because it's down here, but there's a Southside neon sign down
Yeah,
here.
Oh, I
we
see
see
it.
it. We see
You know,
it. We
yeah.
got it.
You know, because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys, I cannot listen to the Black National Anthem the same. I need a trap beat to it.
We're trying to change the world. We're trying to change the world. We're trying to change how that song is sung. But also, I'm sure some of y'all know it, that classic Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem before the Laker game. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and watch it. Like that's what we were going for. We were like, wow, he really just reinvented the national anthem. So we're gonna reinvent the Black national anthem. And Brisha Webb is an incredible singer. I met her when we were on Marlin together, and she's a great singer. And Bashir, I met him in a singing group. So I was like, y'all gonna see all parts. And we got with Fonte Coleman from Little Brother, and just obviously just Fonte in general. And we crafted, I think, a solid track.
Man, it was a dope track, and like Chris said, congratulations on the Emmy win. And I have to congratulate the ones that put the work behind the scenes, because they're just as important as the ones that's in front. Like, I know you said Erica helped out with the costumes, and Patty Malkin, and I'm probably about to butcher her name. Is it Ariella or
Ariella? I'll be honest, and this is not to take anything away from the people in her department, but Ariella, you talk about a boss. Okay, so she was the costume designer on Marlin, and if you've seen that show on Netflix, we're just dressed in regular clothing. She is. What's weird is that she has the talent to take regular clothing and still define the character, which is not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my character doesn't dress the same as Marlon's character. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, she was able to, but while we were working on that show together, she was like, I was like, what do you want to do? Also, she was like, I really want to do like Lord of the Rings, like crazy fantasy wild stuff. I was like, we just sold this show to IFC. This is before it went to Hulu. And I was like, we would like you to do that show, because that show is going to allow you to do the craziest of costumes from like many different decades and time periods, science fiction to horror. Like, you're going to have the chance to do everything. And from the day that she signed up with an enthusiastic yes, she just killed it. So she is the reason why our show got its first Emmy Award. I'm happy about that, because I think the costumes are second to none.
Yeah.
But if I can be really real, I'm hoping that Emmy brings more people to the show. I think the one thing that is true for both Sherman Showcase and Southside is that I want them to have greater visibility. I want more people to know about them, because I feel like neither show has ever had a person walk away and be like, oh, that was a waste of my time. Or, I feel like neither show has ever lost a fan. That's my theory. Like, I feel like people like both, because they're very different shows. One is sort of like big, Saturday Night Live, kind of silly. The other one is like kind of grounded, but still hilarious. Like, they're very different shows. But we curate those shows, man. We make sure that nothing goes forward that's not making us laugh out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's most important, is that we put a lot of time and effort into it. So I'm hoping that every time somebody watches either show and likes it, they'll just tell 5 people, because I feel like eventually these shows are on streaming. They're not going away. Hopefully people will see the shows and like the shows, and they'll start to have the cultural impact. I mean, it still breaks my heart, truthfully, that on Sherman Showcase, we did a sketch called B-Type Face, and that was literally based on, one time I put on a song in the writer's room, and one of our writers, Rob Hayes, he was just like, and I was like, that's the thing. Like, people get on like this pained face, like this face that they're in so much pain when they hear a beat that they like. And I was like, we got to do a sketch about that. And I just feel like if we had a larger platform for Sherman's, because Hulu, let's be real, Hulu does not really go out of their way to promote shows that they acquire. They promote their Hulu original shows. Yeah. So they'll promote. Right. I'm trying to think of what's a Hulu original show right now. I'm blanking on it, but like, we just want people to see the shows, man, because we put a lot of hard work into it. Yeah.
I love the music on Sherman Showcase. Like, they always get stuck in my head. Time.
Hey, I was driving through traffic one time. Like, what would happen if you tried to write an R&B song about something really sciencey and nerdy? And the first lines of that song, friends, let me tell you about a gadget of mine. It allows you to go back in time. That just came to me in traffic, and then me, Bashir, Neo and Fonte and his collaborator Zoe, we collaborated on a song together. You know, they had a song on their reel that sounded pretty cool. And I was like, hey, this sounds like this could be the skeleton of what we want to do about this song. And we got Neo who's agreed to do the song. Like, what do you guys think? And that's what I'm so proud of that song. That actually was the first thing we ever did for the show to actually win an award. It won like I forget what it's called, like the Music and Motion Pictures and Television Award or something like that. It was a small award, but it was the first time that we were like, oh, people are going to notice the show. You know, at least the critics and the people who like actually see it. Because, you know, again, my main concern is that like I feel like there are millions of Black people seeing the show, Sherman Showcase or Southside. What's crazy about Southside, because it's about Chicago, everybody in Chicago is going to watch. So when we're out in Chicago, people are like on it. You know what I'm saying? But I wish people in Atlanta were like more watching Southside. And I know I'm being verbose, but I was so happy when Snoop, you know, he did a big Instagram post like, hey, Southside, this is a funny show. This is a real funny show. And I was like, see, like, it doesn't really, you don't have to be from Chicago to appreciate the show. They appreciate it on a slightly different level because they recognize where we're shooting it, where we're filming it, but because we film it all on location. But, you know, to have people like Snoop and have people, you know, my family in Atlanta love the show, tells me that people just got to watch the show.
Yeah, man.
I actually love the show. I enjoyed it. It was binge worthy for me because when I watched one episode, I couldn't stop watching it. But the one thing that I love is that you put a good twist on Chicago, because the media just had Chicago look so terrible. It's like, I don't want to go to Chicago. And then the new Candyman movie came out. And then, you know, Candyman from Chicago is like, oh, I'm done with Chicago.
I'm moving. I'm moving.
I'm never going to go to Chicago.
Man.
But then when Southside come, it's like, man, it's so funny. So I commend you for that twist, you know.
Hey, let me tell you something. First off, 3 actors in Candyman. I assume you're talking about that new one.
Yes, sir.
3 of those actors are some of our people from Southside. They have very minor parts. So I'm not going to go into like who they were, but like I was happy to see their faces. We use an all Chicago cast. And like when we were conceiving of that show, it was around 2016. I think Trump was still running for office. And every time he opened his mouth, he was like talking bad about Obama, talking bad about Chicagoland. It's all violence. He's going to make, you know, Hillary's going to make the rest of the country just like Chicago. You know, that gets under our skin because, you know, Bashir's from Chicago. I'm from Atlanta. Everybody else involved in Southside, let me just say right out the bat, I'm the only person not from Chicago. Everybody from the writers to the cast, everybody from Chicago. But I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Southwest Atlanta. Southwest is a lot like Southside in the sense that, like, yeah, it's got its issues. You know, they shot up my junior prom. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got our issues, but at the end of the day, I love where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I didn't wake up every day like looking out the window like, oh man, I mean, going out there today. Like, that's not what happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous. Only people not from these areas think that way. And so a big part of why we did Southside was to be like, if you actually are from the South Side, you will understand that like there are people in love on the South Side. There are brilliant brains on the South Side. There are family gatherings that you never see on the news. And part of the joke on the on the show Southside is that the worst thing that happens in every episode, like let's say somebody goes to a party and gets beat up, and so they spend the rest of the episode making up with that person. At the end of almost every episode of Southside, they cut to a news reporter who's like, tragedy on the South Side when violence breaks out at a party. Like, you know, just showing how like there are people and forces that try to manipulate and try and convince you that, oh, everything on the South Side is just death and chaos. And we really want to fight back against that because that's not the case.
I was just gonna say one thing I love about the show is just a lot of the characters are so relatable. I feel like, man, I feel like I know her. Like, okay, that reminds me of my homeboy. I grew up with a guy like this, you know. So,
hey, I'll tell you straight up. One thing that we love about the South Side is that we use a lot of actors, not just from Chicago, but quite honestly, like people who haven't done a lot of acting. You know, like two of the twins. You know, the big dudes, the twins.
Yeah,
they're just some friends of Bashir's from his childhood who he thought was funny. So he thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna work with them. I'm gonna get their acting craft up, and I'm gonna put them in front of a camera because they make me laugh, and I think that I'm, you know, they could make others who don't know them laugh, and that's why so many of those characters are relatable. Because if you let Hollywood get a hold of your idea, a lot of times they'll just be like, well, you know what? Why don't you cast? So I don't want to throw anybody's name out there, but there's certain names
Right.
who always get thrown out. Like, why don't you cast? And then it just starts to look like every other show with like these perfectly handsome dudes and these perfectly beautiful
Mhm.
women who all look like they are from Los Angeles. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or Buckhead in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like on Southside, we did the casting almost exclusively from the South Side. There are a few Northsiders who snuck in there, but I'm not gonna call them out. They're almost all from the South Side, not from the suburbs, but from like Inglewood and
Yeah.
all the areas around that area. So, you know, we're proud of that. I think that's why they are so relatable. It's one of the first things, not to go back to it, but it's one of the first things Snoop Dogg said to us when he reached out. He was like, you know, these people remind me of the people I grew up with in Long Beach. And I'm like, yeah, because, you know, they haven't been trying to be acting their whole life. They're just funny people who we put in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it too, because like it's funny too, because like I told my supervisor, he's from Chicago, and so I said, "Hey, you ever heard of the show called Southside?" And he was like, "No." I said, "You might want to check that out." And then when he watched it just this week, we got back from Labor Day break. He was like, "Hey man, I checked that show, man, and it was awesome. It's funny. It makes him feel like home. So you guys are doing your job well." And that one episode,
I appreciate that.
yeah, man, I'm gonna let him know, man. He's gonna flip out, and he told me that that one episode that you guys filmed at the beginning of it, when that chicken place called I think it was Harlow's. Harold's. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that's a real hot spot because he's always telling us like, no, from Chicago, you know, this right here and then the chicken and the Harold's and all that. And we were like, okay. And now I saw it, I'm like, wait, that's that same place he was talking about it. So you guys are doing.
The Harold's is famous. In fact, Harold's is like, where'd you grow up, bro? Where'd you grow up?
Houston.
We're from Houston. Yeah.
Houston. Okay. So I'm sure in Houston there's like at least one. But I'll tell you what. Anytime I'm in Texas, I go to Whataburger because you can't get that outside of Texas. Really, there are a couple in like New Mexico and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So Harold's is like that. Harold's is that thing that like if you talk to somebody from Chicago or Illinois, they're like, oh yeah, you got to go to Chicago to go to Harold's. But Harold's is also like. Harold's is like Popeyes in LA in the sense that not every Harold's is built the same. So if you talk to Chicago people, no, seriously, because some of these Popeyes out here, you'll be like, oh, I'm back in Atlanta. And some of them, you're like, this does not taste like the South at all. This is not, I don't know what y'all claiming this gumbo. No, the Harold's, like the Harold's on 87th is not the same as the Harold's on, you know, like 105. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's, you know, people in the Harold's in Hyde Park. I thought that's the Obama's Harold's location. Gotcha. But every Harold's is a little bit different. And you talk to Chicago people, they all claim that their Harold's is the best Harold's.
Gotcha, man. So quick question.
Yeah.
So I see you in LA now. And you had Whataburger. Did you have In-N-Out?
I've had In-N-Out.
So which to your you ain't gonna hurt my feelings if you say
hey, I think you're gonna be happy to hear I'm a big fan of Whataburger.
Okay, very good, because you would have hurt my feelings.
Hey, one time, this is a joke. I tried to like Postmates that to another state. How much could it possibly cost? Needless to say, Postmates wasn't trying to hear it, but yeah, anytime I'm in Texas, I'm definitely. You know, I'm gonna say something controversial. I think In-N-Out is a good burger. I don't understand what the hoopla is about. Like, I just. You know, I like to say animal style with the peppers on it. That's a good burger, but I mean, Five Guys kind of tastes like In-N-Out, y'all. Shake Shack has a different taste in burger. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know, all these burgers are a little bit different, but the line around the block for In-N-Out, I'm just gonna be an outlier and say it's okay. But I had to really like the kids had to be like, Dad, take us to In-N-Out for me to be like at In-N-Out. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get some hate mail for that, but you know,
you just might. That's why I say, man.
Yeah, hey, people, y'all didn't put a gun to my head. It's
no.
I'm living my truth.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that, brother. So, and so, one of my favorite episodes from South. There's so many. I feel like since the Boondocks left us. You guys,
you guys picked it up.
Like that's great. That's great company. Also, that's really sad that you mentioned the Boondocks because that has not been on the air for a very long time.
It's good, and that's what's so, dude. It's so crazy about it because you know we're all looking for that one or two great shows, bro. Like we need that comedy because it's always something serious. I can't do reality shows, but
Honestly, I didn't do any reality shows until just the pandemic. And during the pandemic, because my wife watches those housewives shows, I started watching them. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely started getting into them a little bit. But it took a global pandemic killing millions of people for me to start watching. Because I had an issue with Housewives of Atlanta only because I'm from Atlanta and I felt like its representation of Atlanta. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's weird because now when I go home to Atlanta, I feel like Atlanta is starting to reflect Housewives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it started, it's almost like I one of the people who worked on one of our shows was up there in the years. She said she had worked on Miami Vice, and she said when they landed at Miami Vice, when they started doing that show, Miami wasn't like that. But by the time they were wrapping that show up, everybody was wearing the neon suits. They had the flashy, like they had started to copy the show. So I feel like to a certain extent, shows start to copy, you know, where they're from. But I'm honored to be in the same class as Boondocks. We've known Aaron Magruder for a long time. Like we've known Aaron. I feel like me and Bashir, we've been around so long. People don't realize like they see Sherman's and Southside popping up and they think it's like an overnight success thing. But like we came to Hollywood about the same time Aaron did. We came to Hollywood about the same time as Donald Glover did. Like Donald was like maybe 3 years behind us, but like we used to watch Derek Comedy, you know, his old sketch crew. And we were friends with him. Like we were supposed to actually have him in our first HBO pilot because he was like, look, I'm gonna focus on this Childish Gambino project I'm about to start up, but I want to be on a show about Atlanta. And I know you guys, I know you're from Atlanta, so like since y'all doing a show about Atlanta, I'll be on that show. And so we were gonna have him play the role of Curtis. And by the time we actually got into production, Childish Gambino had blown up so big. Yeah. And he was like, you know, now I'm working on my own Atlanta show. We were like, go forth and do that. And by the way, we love Atlanta. We still love Donald. Like that's all love. It's ironic that we gave that role to Jaden Smith, who is buddies with Donald. And Jaden kind of killed it. You know, my goal in life sometimes is just to release the 2 pilots we did for HBO between 2013 and 2016, because I think either pilot, they were very different shows, but either pilot, both of them set in Atlanta, could have been hits. You know, they could have been great, but you know, I think the industry's messed up in the sense that by the time Donald's show came out, our show suspiciously got dropped. And I believe to this day that some executives said, well, do we really need 2 Black shows set in Atlanta, you know, with this age group?
Like, yes, we do.
I think, I mean, well, here's the thing, they would never say, do we really need 2 shows set in New York with white people? Like that would never like Bob go out the mayor. You know? You're talking crazy. You know, I think that we did suffer from that. I think we suffered from that, if I'm being honest.
And it's very inspiring, man, because ourselves, we're, you know, actors and writers as well. And just to see your journey with you and Bashir, and just where you've come from there. What was that moment like when you had that aha moment that like I've arrived? What was that moment like for you? Or have you had that moment yet?
Oh, wow. You know what? I don't think I've had that moment yet. Well, you know what? I'll say this. There've been 3 times when I was like, okay, there's nothing bad about this, because I'm a negative person. I'm like, the 3 times when I was like, okay, I won't complain about this. One was when we got our job. Our first job in TV was at Chocolate News with David Allen Greer, but we were there for like 3 months. We were the baby writers on the show. Like none of our jokes made it to air. So we always said that it was weird when people would say, hey, I like Chocolate News, because we would be like, we didn't get no jokes on that show. And if people were like, I hated Chocolate News, we was like, hey, we didn't get no jokes on that show. So it was like, it was a mixed bag. But I would say the first thing was when we ended up as writers of Jimmy Fallon. That was our first ability to write on a high profile show that was a hit. We wrote Slow Jam the News. We wrote History of Rap. We basically anytime Bashir was on camera with a Black person, they would usually call us up, and we would do that. So like most of the stuff with the Roots during that period, that was stuff that we wrote with them, and that was fun. That was our time in New York. We had a 4-year development process with HBO that was, you know, just painful. It's ironic we're back at HBO Max with some of the same execs. We're with the execs who were cool, but some of the execs who were not cool, they kind of stymied and threw obstacles in our path that I don't even need to get into again. I feel like we mentioned it on the Breakfast Club and stuff. Right. But well, no, we already mentioned on the Breakfast Club. I have a feeling they don't listen to the Breakfast Club. I feel like they don't know Charlamagne the Guy. But you know, we had a long 4 years. We were like really down and like just trying to figure out what was next. So I'd say the second period was when we got Sherman Showcase and Southside, both on the air, both got 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Like that felt like that was really good. Around the same time, I just as an actor ended up on the Marlon show. It's still what I get recognized, you know, for the most. Me and Marlon were actually just in Mexico because, you know, he had some grieving he wanted to work through. So he took his girlfriend, I took my wife, and we just went down there. We still ended up like doing shots at the bar and stuff and like wild out, have a good time, because that's just who Marlon is. He's a wild dude. But to his credit, he's 100% that dude. Like he's 100% that cool ass dude who is not shady, who's not gonna pull any crazy stuff on you. Like I've met so many people in this industry who are like household names, and I'm like, why can't you just be happy? Or why can't you just be normal? Or why can't you just, you know, there's always like some huge fatal flaw. I will say that maybe because he comes from a big family where they all regulate each other and don't let anybody get too nuts. You know, like he's from that family, and trust me, you don't hang out with him without hanging out with, you know, Damon Jr. and Dave and Big Damon and all of them. You know what I mean? Like I think family will help keep you grounded. So that was the second time, and the third time, last time. I know it's a long answer, but
no worries.
Just give you a lay of the land. Just recently, when we got an overall deal. Those who aren't in the business should know that an overall deal is when a studio gives you a lump sum of money every year just to develop new shows. And so we are developing new shows, everything from like stuff involving superheroes in the DC universe, because we're at Warner Brothers, which is part of DC universe. And I'm excited about that because with Marvel, you got to jump through a million loops. DC, you just show up and say, hey, I'm gonna do a movie just about the Joker, and they're like, all right, go for it. You know, you know, I mean, Ta-Nehisi Coates, he's writing this next Superman movie right now with J.J. Abrams. Like they're definitely letting, you know, some people, and specifically some people of color, take swings. So we're doing some big stuff for like DC, and then we're doing some really personal stuff. You know, HBO killed our Atlanta projects, but I'm about to go back to Atlanta one more time and write something specifically about the unique family that I came up in. I'd love to have an exec tell me that I am writing, you know, something generic when it's going to be very specific, you know, because I'm one of 6 kids, and I feel like all of us are just really unique characters. And if it comes across as sort of like the Atlanta version of Southside, that's cool. If it comes off as its own Atlanta weird, cool show, that's cool. Because the one thing I think Atlanta still lacks between Donald's show and the Housewives is the Atlanta that I knew. I grew up, you know, my father was a teacher at Spelman. You know, my family was like friends with the mayor. So like we were part of that like class of people, like from the mayor to the head of the art galleries to all this kind of stuff, like that side of Atlanta. Nobody was trying to be a rapper. Nobody was trying to live in one of those Atlanta, you know, one of those mansions, you know, like we didn't have a lot of money, but we were definitely part of the cultural stew that is Atlanta. And that's the kind of show that I would love to write. So yeah, I think right now we're in a position where if we act smart and we stick to it, we could see, you know, 3 or 4 shows come, you know, to streamers and to TV very soon.
Nice.
Cool.
That's awesome.
What is more rewarding to you now since you won an Emmy? And is it the like, oh wow, I just got an Emmy, or just walking down the street, someone say, man, that Sherman Showcase had me balling, you know, like, oh man,
that's all. Like
honestly,
first off, our show won an Emmy, but not me personally. If at some point we win like outstanding writing for a variety special or something like that, that might feel a little bit different. We did win an NAACP. No, we got nominated for an NAACP.
Got nominated, yeah.
Right.
We did not win. We lost to Sesame Street, y'all. We lost to Sesame Street.
We were just talking about Sesame Street.
The puppets knew more about being black than me. So, look.
You know what you should do, man? Oh, no,
shout out to Jim Henson. No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, man, you know what? You might as well go ahead and say, oh, Sesame Street, right? Okay, man, I got you. Let me write a skit about us.
Let's write a Sherman Showcase sketch about Sherman losing to some puppets made of felt and socks. I mean, think about that. They're blacker than us. I think we might have to write something about that. I don't know, man. No, you know what? What means the most to me is like when people stop me and they're like, you know, when we were going down to Tulum, Mexico, like, you know, somebody was like, I didn't hear it, but my wife was like, one of the people at the security thing was like whispering to the other two, like, hey, that's Stevie from Marlon. You know, that that means something to me because even though I wasn't a writer on it, I feel like I embodied that character for that show. When I was downtown one time and I saw someone wearing a Funk Monster t-shirt. If you know the Sherman Showcase, you know who the Funk Monster is. He's the character. He's our version of the Soul Train Train. He's that character who jumps out of the ground and starts stomping on cop cars. You know, like that's the Funk Monster. I saw somebody downtown with a Funk Monster shirt, and I was like, "That's what I want, man. That's the kind of impact. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I just want to know people are watching and enjoying the show enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna spend $20 on a t-shirt. I wish I got some of that money because I don't know where you got that shirt from, but that was clearly the Funk Monster. So even if you're bootlegging my characters on a shirt, I don't care. That means that there was at least a business plan there to make some money off of something that, you know, came out of our brain. So, you know, and with Southside, like I said, when I go to Chicago, I feel the love. I just want to, you know, I just want more cities. We've actually talked about expanding the Southside universe and doing something where, like, you know, we could call, you know, so Southside would always be first, but then we do a spinoff called South Central, and it'd be in LA. And then we do Southwest, which would be in Atlanta, and then we could do South Philly. Okay, so tell me, what's the neighborhood in Houston? What's the big black neighborhood in Houston that we should do the Southside spinoff called? What's it called?
Oh man,
Acres Home.
Acres Home. Yeah,
Third
Acres Home is a good one. Third Ward, Fifth Ward.
Yeah. We start talking wars. I'm like, okay, now we're talking about some of my favorite rap-a-lot, you know, rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
yeah.
If you need some writers and some actors, hey, we're here for you.
Yeah, we're here for you, man.
Hey, we always promote out of the local scene, so for sure.
Yes, sir.
We got some crazy cast of characters down here too, brother. Oh,
hey, you ain't got to tell me about Houston, man. Houston, I'm from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Half of the people in Atlanta are from Houston. So.
We was just
like, oh, you're from Houston? Yeah. Are you from Houston or Memphis? You can play a game in Atlanta called Houston or Memphis, and you'd probably take out 80% of the people. Like, because I go home, I'm like, man, nobody's from Atlanta anymore. Everybody's from, you know, a couple of Birmingham slide up in there, but that's about it.
You know, I've seen a wave where Houston looks like they're starting. I see a lot of people come from California is moving here in Atlanta as well. So
California, man, I'm telling you, LA is weird in that. I think it's only like at one point in the 80s, I think LA might have been like 20% black. It's down to like 7%. Like so many people, and I think I know why. Like there was a time when you know, like if you think about Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, how do both of those movies end? The character who has their head screwed on tight moves to Atlanta. I think throughout the 90s, no, seriously, in both movies, somebody's like, hey, I'm moving to Atlanta. And you're supposed to think, oh, they're getting out of this.
And Poetic Justice, didn't one of them move to the South too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so, you know, I'm telling you, like, for a while, like, it was like, move to Atlanta. And then Atlanta started getting Hollywood, so now people are like, hey, we moving to Houston. We're moving to Memphis, Chattanooga. You know, like black people spreading out. It's not a bad thing at all, but it makes it sad here in LA because I feel like the LA black scene is a little depressed, a little bit. But you know, I think to her credit, Issa Rae, who's also somebody who we're talking about working with right now. I feel like she's through Insecure. She sort of reminded people, oh no, there's still a black scene here in LA, and I know everybody. Like that show is like. LA's version of Black Law and Order, because like every actor in New York at some point ended up as like a corpse or a witness on Law and Order, and I feel like everybody I know everybody in LA has pretty much ended up in like a small part on Insecure. I'm happy to say my small part on Insecure comes up in this season's premiere. I think it's October 24th, and I'm not gonna say who I show up as, but I was very happy to slide in through the Insecure door before it closed because this is their last season.
Man, those are blessings right there, man. Those are blessings, man. Congrats to you.
I'm happy to say, you know, even my silly little scene, I got Issa to break character. Like she was laughing for real. So I was like, oh, I can go home now. You know?
Yeah, like my job is
my job is done.
I did my job, man. So,
I made one improv moment and she broke character, and I was like, oh, this is good because you know we love Issa. We love it.
Yes, job accomplished, man. So besides all that, I mean, what does Diallo like to do in his spare time? Like from a long work week, like you just want to come home, just chill. DJ
equipment,
heart and soul right there.
drive by wife crazy. She's like, it's ironic is that she met me, I was a DJ, so I've not changed. But I do feel like there are times where she's like, oh, DJ. Like it is, you know what's great about DJing as opposed to Hollywood stuff where you have to write something that in my case, I have to show it to my writing partner, and then we have to agree, and then we go to a low level executive, and then eventually it gets to a high level executive. Then we got to plead our case, and then we got to go and talk to, just a million. And then when you're shooting it, you got to talk to the director, you got to talk to the costume, and you got to talk to hair and makeup. Like everything is so collaborative. But when you're DJing, especially nowadays, like, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? So if I decide the next song is this, that's just what happens. You know what I'm saying? And also, I still love music. Like I can still remember the first album I bought. I can still remember the first single I bought. I can remember, because I'm old. I can remember the first CD I bought. And I can remember the first time I saw a DJ spin off his laptop, and I was like, oh, this is going to end DJing because people aren't going to need it. And it didn't end DJing, but it ended DJing as we knew it. Like, I'll tell you, when I used to buy like actual albums and records, like it took years to figure out, oh, this song blends with this song. Oh, I didn't, those songs, that one sounds upbeat, that one sounds slow, but they're actually the same tempo. Like nobody, it doesn't take years anymore. The computer knows exactly what the BPM is. So, DJ has changed a lot, but I still like new music. I was one of the first people to be like, I'm going to sit down and listen to Donda all the way through. I'm gonna listen to Certified Lover Boy all the way through.
Thank you.
And then I'm gonna get on these. I pick out that phone because I have a lot of DJs here, and we don't agree on a lot of this stuff. So I just I was going into a beef heavy zone, but but let me say something controversial. There are songs on both albums that I like. I'm not trying to be positive. I've worked with Drake. I've never worked with Kanye. This is not me trying to defend Drake's work or attack Kanye.
Right.
I truly do find like songs on both albums really, really good. And I think it's interesting that I like the Kid Cudi song on Drake maybe a little bit more than the Kid Cudi song on Kanye. It's weird, it's complicated, but I sat there and listened to all 60 songs while I was driving around, and anyway, side note. But now you see what I do when I am chilling, which is play music and talk music with other music people. That's why we do Sherman Showcase. I think that's why the music on Sherman Showcase is good, because it's an opportunity for me to put out music of my own. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that music to be a joke. I'm not gonna spend 5 minutes on a song. Like, no, I'm trying to like go do music festivals. We did a music festival last year at Sherman Showcase. Not last year, right before the pandemic. Yeah. That was fun. That was super fun. They had 10,000 people dancing to a mixture of all the hits, but like I was definitely slipping in some Sherman songs here and there. So that to me is fun.
I have to know who wrote "Drop It Low for Jesus."
I'm gonna tell you straight up. So it was song day in the writers' room, and I was going around the room, and Zuri Salahuddin, Bashir's sister, was like, "So I have a song idea." She plays Stacy on Southside. She's one of the RTO workers on Southside. She was like, I have an idea for a song called Drop It Low for Jesus. And I was like, okay, first of all, we're doing it. I was like, that is brilliant. And I was like, do you have a melody? And she like sang a basic melody into the phone. And I shipped that off to Fonte. And Fonte did this ridiculous song, like ridiculous music wrapped around it. Y'all know Fonte, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all know Fonte Coleman? So for those who don't know, Fonte was a rapper in a group called Little Brother. They were from North Carolina, famously. They were North Cackalack. And I liked them all through the 2000s because I feel like that was when they were the most prolific. But then Fonte went solo. And if you don't know his music, you might also know him from the podcast, the Questlove host, Questlove Supreme. He's the other guy. He's the one who's always like, nigga. That's Fonte. And he's always like his production skills, and his partner's name is Zoe. I think technically his name is Lorenzo, but he goes by Zoe. Anytime I send them like a voice memo for a song or something, like I feel like them and a few of our other we have a few other collaborators for some of the more electronic or house or rock stuff. But we work together on this thing real collaboratively. And the song he sent back for Drop It Low for Jesus, we were like, wow, he killed it. So then we had Zuri sing the song because it was her pitch and it was her lyrics. It's apparently a song she used to sing to make her grandmother laugh, like since she was a kid. The only thing that frustrates me is that a lot of people know that song. They don't know it's from Sherman Showcase. So anytime people bring it up. I'm like, it's from the show that we do. So, yeah, man.
Oh
And
my
like,
gosh.
we did the same process with Add Some Kente. I don't know if y'all know that song, but like, once again, Zuri had a melody. In that case, Bashir was like, let's do a song about kente cloth. And so like we did a song about kente cloth. Like we try to make songs that are actually good without making them like jokey. Like we're not gonna do a song called like, and why should we come up with an idea for a song, trying to come up with a bad idea for a song. But like we don't want to do silly songs. We want to do songs that you can actually, me as a DJ could play in a club. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very important to me. Like the Lonely Island guys, like, when they were doing Lazy Sunday and I'm on a boat, like I was like, you can actually play these songs in a club at the right time. So that's what we always try to do. We always try to make songs you could, play and people wouldn't miss a step. I've done Kiss and Grind. As seen on Insecure, I've done the Kiss and Grind party here in LA. And I always make a habit of spinning Time Loop, Add Some Kende, Drop It Low for Jesus, like all the songs that we created for the show.
Right.
Man, so tell me about this. Just speaking of Drop It Low for Jesus, I know that's controversial. What is the process of like when you guys write something that you're like, oh, this might get us in trouble, but I'm gonna hand it to him anyway?
Let me tell you something. Zuri wrote the vast majority of those words, right?
Yeah.
And then Fonte sent back that song, and I immediately loved it. But I'll be honest, like I'm not a PK. You know what I'm saying? I'm not somebody who went to church every Sunday. But Brescia Webb was. And I immediately was like, yo, Brescia, let me play you a song, okay? And Brescia was like, okay, sure. And then I was like, okay, Brescia, here comes the song. I'm gonna text it to you.
Yeah. And then you just sit back and wait.
She wrote back like one of those like stunned faced emojis. And I was like, worried. But then she did the crying eyes one and was like, she's like, I love it. She's like, if we could drop it low for some of these people out here, we can drop it low for him. Right. And I was like, thank you, Brescia. I was like, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. So, Brescia Webb, if y'all don't like Drop It Low for Jesus, save the hate mail and the flames. Find Brescia Webb. She's on Instagram. I'm gonna throw Brescia under the book. If Brescia told me this is too controversial, we wouldn't have done it. But I love Brescia to death, and that's my homegirl.
Yeah. Brescia said it was okay.
Brescia said it was okay. By the way, I'd say half of the people I know are like, "Oh, y'all going to hell in gasoline pajamas."
Going to hell with a scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I have heard all the "you're going to hell with" jokes that you can possibly come up with. But I'll say the other half are like, I'm religious. This is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that I always say it's my opinion that I only have a sense of humor because of God. So there you go. I don't think he's. I think he can laugh. And if he can't, you won't see me.
Oh my gosh, man. But you guys most definitely inspired me, man. Watching the Black History Month extravaganza, I laughed so hard at the Shogun Shonuff part.
Because that was based on Joker. We were like, the Joker movie was really big. We were like, we should do what if the villain was the hero of his own movies, and then we went with Shonuff, who, by the way, I still think that is possibly the best costume in that whole special. Because that thing looks amazing. I tell you, in person, it looked even better in person. You were like, oh, she killed this.
Dude, I applaud you. I really do applaud your team. And it was amazing. Like, I was sitting there watching it one day, and I was like, I started getting inspired. I was like, it'll be dope if we had like a skit with Black exploitation fighters fighting each other, like from Dragonfly Jones to Shonuff to Bruce Leroy, and then then bring in Kung Fu Jones from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Like, just throw all these guys in there and have them like a battle free fall.
It's not bad, man. I like that a lot. And by the way, again, I just saying it, just make sure I have y'all's contact info when we're done with this, because if we ever do I'm hoping that when people see the next season of Sherman Showcase, that they'll like it and we'll get another season. I'd definitely like to reach back out to y'all, because these are the kind of conversations that lead to the best sketches. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a sketch. It's like the Ocean's Ocean's 11 movie, but it's all the bad boy artists. I love those kind of moments. You know,
because I love the one what you did with the Motown.
With the Motown artists, right?
Oh,
yeah, exactly. So now we want to do Bad Boy.
Oh
you
my
got
God.
you got Lil Kim, you got Lil C's, you got a whole bunch of people in there,
Right.
and yeah, I think the Lil Kim joke is that we cast a different actress every time.
That is classic, dude.
So every time you cut to Lil Kim, she look a little different.
I mean,
Oh,
I think you gotta have Cassie in there being like, well, I'm a bad boy artist, and they're like, really? Are you really a bad boy artist? You know, I think these are the kind of conversations that we have that, again, we were talking about Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned, and that was how we ended up doing that Black Vampire sketch. You know what I'm saying? Which was another amazing costume, because I mean, like, we had my girl Jasmine Crofton, who's going to be in season 2 of Southside, but she played Vanity in the. We had her play all the people. She played Vanity in the Shona sketch, and she was Aaliyah in the Black Vampire sketch. And both times, I thought, like, hair, makeup, costume, like, they transformed her into these people. So, you know, again, it takes a lot. I gotta give a shout out to our director, Matt Piedmont.
Yeah.
He makes that show look like it's so expensive. And I'll tell you, we have no budget. Like, our budget is, if I had a Southside budget on Sherman Showcase, trust me, you would see some crazy stuff. They're not even close budget wise. But the guy who directs Sherman Showcase is such a technician, and he knows just how to light it and to get the colors perfect and where everybody's standing. Like, he is a true director. I love him. And by the way, I love our director on Southside too, Michael Blyden. They're just two very different directors. One has to make it look real. Blyden has to make it look real. Matt Piedmont, he's got to make it look like art. But I feel like he makes everything on Sherman Showcase look like, you can hit pause and it looks like you're looking at an amazing painting. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give a shout out to all our creative collaborators, because even on Southside, we won't have as much money. I would love if Southside had twice the music budget. We would clear so many more hip hop tracks by Lil Durk and house tracks that, you know, by, like, you know, Lil Louis. We don't have the budget for it. You know, I watch shows like Insecure. I'm like, damn, like, they got a lot of money to clear this song. But you know, we make do as best we can.
Right.
Applaud everybody. Applaud everybody. Yeah, man. I applaud everybody on your team, man. The fake it till you make it, man. Like, I tell everybody, like, when who was it I was talking to when they was about to get married? They was like, we got to spend all this money on flowers. I'm like, man, them fake flowers, bro, they don't know. The picture looks.
I always say, man, you have to make hard choices about, like, what is the audience going to see on the, like, you know, there'll be times when people get caught up on a prop, and I'm like, honestly, we may not even see that prop in the frame. You know what I'm saying? So don't spend $100 on a realistic looking gun. Just get something that get one of them wooden guns that they use on movies, and just use that wood, because the gun's not. We're not, you know, shooting a major action movie here. Like, we're doing comedy. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you spend the money on the right stuff. The first budget Bashir and I ever got was we got $800 from Bernie Mac when he was alive. We got a meeting with Bernie Mac. We were like, we have a sketch comedy group, and we go up Thursday nights at this little stage on Santa Monica. You know, we'll take anything you'll give us, because we are, you know, we need wigs, we need glasses, we need, like, all that stuff. And one of the people in our sketch show was a friend of Bernie's, and he was like, you know, I'll never forget. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you all some money. And we didn't know, I mean, like, we thought we might get $500. He gave us $800, which, looking back, is hilarious, because that doesn't buy you one prop if you're on a union gig. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get you one thing. I can't think of one thing. Maybe a mid-range wig might be $800. But, like, at that time, we felt like millionaires. We were the Hollywood Toys and Costumes. It got fake guns and wigs and like capes and anything that we could find for that $800 got spent. But we felt like we had made it, because next, you know, a couple of weeks later, we were up at the Comedy Store and trying to do sketch comedy in between the stand-ups. Don't do it. Let me tell you, don't do that. If you're never coming, but if you want to do sketch comedy, find a place that does sketch comedy. Don't try and do sketch comedy, because the comedians hate you. They will clown you. They see you changing clothes backstage, like it's a mess. Don't do it.
Oh
Don't
my
do it, y'all.
Yeah.
gosh, dude. So what was it like meeting Bernie Mac, man? I mean, dude,
I used to DJ for him. So when the Bernie
What?
Mac show was on, I was fresh out of college. I had 2 turntables. I didn't really know anybody in Hollywood, but we had a friend, Nefertari, who's on Southside and Sherman Showcase. She's one of the showcase dancers. She's also Keisha on Southside. She was a PA for Bernie, specifically for Bernie. So she would come to me and say, "Hey, Bernie wants DJ for this party on the what lot was that? I think it was a CBS lot." And so I would just truck all my, that was still in the vinyl days. Like I would pack all that stuff in my car, come up to the CBS lot and play a whole bunch of soul and funk for Bernie Mac and the cast of that show when they were still on the air.
Wow.
And it was funny because when I got out there, I felt already like, wow, he doesn't seem the same in person. Like he seems a little more frail. And nobody really knew that he was sick at that time. It's just like it's like Chadwick. Like I don't think too many people here, because I've seen Chadwick out. I just thought he was like losing the weight for a role or something. Sometimes you don't know who's sick. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where like I wish I know. But we were very thankful to Bernie in the meantime, and we invited him to the shows, and he never came. But like the fact is, he broke us off a little bit of change when it meant a lot to us, and we were forever appreciative.
That's cool, man.
Cool, man.
That is cool,
Yeah.
man. Man, I wish we could keep you here like and talk forever, man. But I know you got a lot going on. You gotta get back to your family in the wedding. Man, well, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man. And for real, whoever set this up, make sure that you send my assistant Raja. Make sure you send her the contact info so we can stay in touch in case we get that season 3 room. Maybe we can talk.
Most definitely.
I got you.
Most definitely.
I have a confession to make. Okay. When
Michael coming in with a confession. Here we go.
I got a confession. When they first told me the name, they said it's Diallo. I said, okay, Diablo. They said no, it's Diallo. I said Diablo. So this whole 2 weeks out, I've been working on the name. They said, well, just say Mr. Riddler. Let's say Mr. Riddler. And then one night I had called James just out of the blue because I thought he was working his night shift gig. And I called them and I said, Diallo. Very good, Michael. You got it.
Let me tell you something. I would love to be like a fly on the wall for your last week because all you could do is say, "Oh, hey, Michael, who you interviewing this Saturday?" You were like, "I'm interviewing Diablo. He wrote Dropping Low for Jesus." And they're like,
oh man,
Michael, I don't know if you know what, do you?
Don't
say hi to Diablo for me though. Don't say hi.
I can remember when I showed my mom Drop It Low for Jesus. To see her emotions as she went through the whole sketch.
Was she at least laughing by the end? Was she at least laughing?
She was laughing by the end, but at first she was like,
I'll be in that number when the trumpets start to blow.
Once Bashir came in there, like, stop it. He came in. Okay.
Well, see, that's us though, right? Like, I feel like because there are 2 of us, me and Bashir, like, we always will let you know that yes, we're aware that like there's another side to this story. So sometimes things will get completely crazy on Southside, and then it might be his character or my character comes and is like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always let you know that like there's no such thing as a monolithic Black opinion on anything. You know what I'm saying? So there's some people want to drop it low for Jesus, and other people who are like, y'all going to hell. Like we try to make it clear that there's all sides to everything.
Dude, we see so many crazy posts on IG with people doing things at funerals and church, and I'm like, what is going on here?
And they be fooling me sometimes because I saw that one thing at the funeral and I was like, oh my God, I'll never go to the internet again. And then somebody told me, oh no, that's a comedian. That's one of his bits. So, it's hard to trust anything. I just stay off TikTok. If you're over 40, you get off TikTok.
Just please do yourself a favor.
Let the kids have TikTok. You stay on Facebook.
Yeah, stay on Facebook. Stay in this pocket and don't venture off.
Don't venture off, man.
It's up to you after that. Oh man, Diallo, brother, thank you again.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
up out there, man. So I haven't done this in a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Just Acting Up Show probably brings you who's been acting like an ass. Chris, tell the people who made history today.
Who did that?
Who did that, man? Who did that, man?
Who's acting the fool this week? We had this rapper, who, yeah, he thought it was a good idea to get gold chain hooks surgically implanted into his scalp.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. This guy here, it's just like after Lil Uzi Vert with the whole diamond in the forehead thing. I mean, come on. Like, how do you sleep on that? You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like his name is he's a Mexican rapper named Dan Sir. Yeah.
Dan Sir.
He said in one of the TikTok videos to his 1.9 million followers on his platform, he said, the truth is that I wanted to do something different because I see that everyone dyes their hair. I hope not everyone copies me now. I have it as a hook that is implanted in my head, and the hook has hooks. And they all hooked into my skull under my skin.
God damn.
But this is my hair. Yeah, so
Dude, bro.
How crazy is that?
That is like, yeah, you don't gotta worry about nobody following you.
Right. Like, see what happened to Lil Uzi? He jumped in the crowd. Somebody snatched that diamond out of his head.
It's not supposed to be there.
Right.
Like Thanos taking Vision of Mind Stone. I'm gonna need that back player.
Yeah.
Especially if you're making a different, you're making different money than some of your fans, and some of your fans who need some of that diamond money or that gold chain money, and it's just they're dangling where they can grab it.
Boy,
I would give him the A for effort of unique. I'd give him that because that's something that no one come up with. I've never heard of it, but
it just sounds painful and stupid. And why the hell would you do something like that?
It's very painful.
Yeah,
sounds very painful.
I'm gonna say no to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. No.
And while we on kind of this acting fool, it's kind of in relation to my other acting fool of the day. Is I'm gonna have to give it to a clothing brand, Balenciaga. I understand, culture kind of defines what these brands do, but yeah, a pair of sweatpants that they released this week that cost about $1,190 to kind of mirror sagging sweatpants. So it's like you have like underwear out connected to the sweatpants.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, it was like fake boxer briefs on in. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, hell no.
That's how much it costs?
That's how much it costs, $1,190.
No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking you can go to Walmart to get this for like good $15 and go sit down somewhere, $20.
No.
What?
It's like why? Just why? Like nobody was asking for this. Streets wasn't calling for this.
No.
And I think it's just another thing of just cultural appropriation. Probably somebody at the top, big wigs at the top, maybe a little bit less melanated, was like, you know what? I think it's a good idea because they already wear it, Yeah, so
They are, yeah, exactly. They already wear it down. They're gonna buy it anyway. So
I can't get with this new hip generation. I'm gonna be that old man that's on the porch that scowling at everybody and saying, "Y'all get off my porch."
with you.
get
Pull your bitches up.
Oh man, like what's wrong with y'all young? Back in my day, we ain't wear it like that. Some was sagging and everything, but we ain't wear that. Like, what y'all do? Like, man, I'm gonna be that bitter old man. Get off my lawn. Oops. But I feel for this.
Yeah.
Feel for this young generation. Oh, while we are, you got another one just acting up, bro? Okay, so I got two real quick. Don't know these people's names, but so this one right here, I don't know. I sent the video through the group message because we do that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are friends and we do share stuff and videos and everything through the messages. So I understand. Well, back when I was in school, I didn't do anything too stupid to where I'm like, yeah, son, I'm gonna have to send you away or something to some type of boarding school or something, discipline you, or I'm gonna hurt you, or I'm gonna kill you. Something gonna happen. This one student stole the school bus.
Oh, hell no.
and drove it down the street. I don't know the end result of it, but I'm telling you kids right now, sit your ass down. We already got enough going on in school right now. We already got enough. We don't. I know you probably bored. Fine, you want some adventure. You're trying to find that adrenaline rush. Sit.
That's coming from an old man, Joffrey.
Yeah, man. 33-year-old man telling you to sit your ass.
Back in the day, we used to just ride the bikes around the neighborhood. We used to play basketball in the streets.
Yeah.
He used to say, I do sound like that old man. Oh God, turn to my pants.
I know, right? We all, man. I'm like, skip school, but I mean, or whatever. But we ain't do nothing too crazy. I mean,
the whole bus.
Yeah, the whole bus, bro. Just imagine your parents, man, when they call you, like, hey, man, your son stole the bus.
Excuse me, say what?
your son stole the bus, Mr. Chapman. Yo, boy, get your ass out here. Dude, man.
I still be fighting that. My boy ain't still no damn bus.
Oh, you gonna be that parent.
I would be that parent till I see it more myself. Son stole the bus.
Son probably be be the one that had the kid that had the baddest one bullying everybody. Like, yeah. Angel, he would never.
Well, what did he do? Or he'd be like, well, maybe the bus driver was going too slow.
Yeah,
he really wanted to get to school on time.
Yeah, he wanted to get to school on time.
Yeah, man, maybe that's what it was. Man. He probably told me he had to go turn back around and pick his homework up because he didn't want to fail his class, man. That's all he wanted. Yeah, I mean, I had a little smart mouth when I got into when I got into high school and middle school, and they'll get me in trouble or whatever. And got into a fight or two, whatever. I wasn't that bad of a kid. At least I don't think I was. Don't talk to my parents. So, but I'm just saying, man, it's always that one kid that do extra stuff in class. And in this school, you're just now starting. So I don't know anybody going to top that.
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. And so I got one more before we close this off. Mm-hmm. This is going to be an ongoing just acting. This is going to be an ongoing one. And we talked about this. I'm gonna say it again, but I'm pretty sure ain't nobody gonna hear us because they're gonna keep doing it. My less melanated people, we love y'all, we like y'all, we enjoy y'all. Y'all cool people. But when you drop the N word, all bets are off. I didn't see the remainder of the video, but I saw the beginning. It was, I don't know how many people it was, but this one guy, young black guy, was talking to this guy that's inside his car. And he said, why did you call me the N-word? Why did you say this? Why would you call me a name that you know you're going to put yourself in trouble?
Man.
Let me show you. Let me tell y'all the strength of my people when you call us that.
That dude channeled his inner Chuck Norris.
Bro, you saw that video?
Yeah, I seen that video.
So he challenged inner Chuck Norris, his inner Shawn Michaels. This boy backed up, boom, kicked the window shield, man, on the driver's side, and said, "Get out the car." Straight face.
There's no regular kick. He did like a roundhouse kick. Like, you already lose a little velocity in the turn. And it came back. Yeah.
Bro. That took and his balance and everything was perfect. Perfect. Street fighter. Bow. Straight face.
Bro.
Get out the car. I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if you got snatched from out of the window and he handled business, or if you opened it. I don't know what happened. But let me tell you how disrespectful a kick is. We use two legs as human beings to stand up. If I gotta take something that I use my balance to kick your face or kick the windshield or something, that's how disrespectful a kick is.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which also shows my disdain for you and how much I do not respect you. Stop using the N-word, ladies and gentlemen. Just stop. You know what the end result is going to be. You're going to get canceled. And we don't want to hear nothing about I'm sorry afterwards, because no, you said what you felt.
Exactly. Keep that same energy.
Shit. All that energy will be revert back to you, and that energy was putting everything in that kick.
It's just like the Amazon worker was talking to another Amazon worker that was delivering a package to the house, and you're not supposed to walk on the grass because it's like policy. And then he said, "Hey, dude, you're walking on the grass." He's like, "Man, seriously, blah blah blah." Then he's like, "Nigger, nigger, nigger, nigger," like that, and they caught on his Ring camera. So I don't know how they was able to pick that up because it was on his Ring camera. But either way it goes, man, got fired. So yeah, hey, it ain't the time for that, man. Y'all gotta chill out.
Yeah,
You gotta stop it. If you feel like you want to use the word, you better get into your house where there's no electronics playing on, and you can just scream it right in the middle of the living room.
And even then, I want you to be fearful that we may come up out of nowhere. What you say?
Yep, just pop out of nowhere.
Mike, you remember in Candyman, right before when he was in that back mirror, he peeked through.
Yeah,
he was smiling.
Yeah,
that's us. Homeboy did like this.
Homeboy went just like that, and then he dipped right back out. It's smooth with it.
So even if you at home, secluded, away from everybody, just know when you say it, somebody somewhere is like, "What the?" Like I feel like. So watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
Just don't say it.
Just watch it. That's
Just
right.
Just watch it, man.
Just watch it. Watch it.
I'm telling you, man. Oh my gosh, man. Just stop, y'all. We see it all. And we love to see it too. We ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna just sit back and just record and just
Why he beating him up? Oh, he said what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm saying no, let him go. Let him go. Every strength of my ancestors is in that punch or that kick.
Yep. Yep. Somehow. Just like He-Man, by the power of grace.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That Candyman thing had me laughing. That boy, Chris, I know you haven't seen it yet, man, but it's a scene in there where Yaya, the guy who played as the Candyman, he goes to this one lady who's pretty much throwing shade to him earlier in the movie, and now all of a sudden she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm all about this." Like, "Oh, you weren't interested earlier. Now that tragedy happening through my artwork, now you interested in it because it has some money behind it." Okay, bet. And he said, "If you feel so proud about it, go to the mirror real quick and say it." She went to that back mirror. She went to that bathroom, and they didn't show that she said it, but of course she said it because she smiled at the mirror. Cut to the next scene, and then pretty much they see homeboy up there start tripping. Start seeing Candyman in the reflection as him. Right before he leaves,
I don't know. That was kind of funny when I seen it the second time.
I laughed because she came out through that bathroom. She said, like, "Is everything all right?" And then Candyman homie did like this
on the medicine cabinet because you can see it. He went, and then he did right back out.
And what's that? Oh, it's about to go down. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Y'all stop that. Stop it. All right, y'all. We about to get into the balancing act. This is the segment of the show where we give flowers out to those who will deserve it, who've been putting in work throughout the years in the entertainment business, or we focus on mental health. So you don't want to miss it. Stay locked in. Just Acting Up Show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the balancing act for the Just Acting Up Show, where we pretty much give flowers out to those who will deserve it, or to ones that are going to pass on to the next point in their life, or we highlight on mental illness. So this is going to be like I would say like both of the two for this. Of course, right now it's 9/11 that we're recording it. And you'll probably see the show on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But we're going to do our job and, recognize those who passed away, who in that heinous and terrible incident that happened, 20 years ago, I believe?
20-year anniversary today.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember when it happened. I was in school, middle school, and then right before the day was over with, my teacher had the TV on, and we was all looking like, "What's going on?" And then it happened. Sad and unfortunate, and for all men and women, kids that was in that incident, man, hearts and prayers to y'all. I mean, me just saying that it doesn't help. It doesn't. I mean, it's a lot. It's just a horrible situation that took place. But I'm giving flowers to them, forever praying for them, for the lives that are lost in that horrible situation, horrible time. So.
Yeah, I remember when it happened. I was in high school, and it was like a certain calm that was in the air. It was everywhere. Even in high school, it was quiet in the classrooms. It was quiet in the hallways. That I remember they released us early. They had our parents to come pick us up. My mom, she was working at the hospital, so I got picked up late. And when she picked me up, it was the radio station was shut down. It was all on the news. The roads was like with nobody on the roads.
Yeah.
You know, it was a certain calm in the air. But then the next days that followed up, it brought people closer together. I don't remember at that time. I don't remember any arguments or fights or anything of that nature. It brought a lot of people close together. It felt like everybody wanted to go to war. Everybody wanted to fight for the country because we felt that, you know, everybody felt that. So yeah, it was very sad. 20 years, and yeah, man, hearts and prayers to those affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. That was such it just changed the way we travel, you know, and there was just a lot of heroes that came up out of that, from being on the ground, helping those that was in need. And there was a lot of lives lost, man, a lot of people affected by that. I remember being in biology class and it was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I couldn't even take the test I was taking that day. I was just like, wow, you know, it was definitely it's a moment that really changed this country, you know.
Yeah, changed the way we live our lives and changed the way what we do. It was a lot, man, and it was a lot. So once again, hearts and prayers to those involved. Well, everyone that was involved in this. It's one of those incidents that happened in the U.S. to where it feels like this affected all of us, and you feel the pain of everybody that was involved with their family members and everything. So
yeah,
y'all, be good to each other. Be nice.
You know what? I know you about to close out, James, but you know what's you know what's so funny about things like this, and it's how we are connected as humans. If you take race and color and all of that to the side, when tragic things like this happen, like 9/11, everybody feels that. That Sandy Hook's elementary school shooting, everybody felt that. Everyone felt that. Columbine, I remember I was in high school and everybody felt that. And just a list of more tragedies just to go on and on. It's like, man, at the end of the day, it's like, why are we all fighting each other? But when things like this happen, we feel it. Like with the George Floyd situation, everybody felt that. Every color, everyone felt that pain.
Yeah.
You know. So that's just my little take on.
No, you're right, man. You're right.
If everyone could just, you know, I know it's funny to say, well, Rodney King, just get along, because when something like that tragic happens, it's like everyone feels the pain. And the post in Orlando, the post shooting, the club post, yeah.
Clap it in. All right, y'all. So, man, thank you all for tuning in to the Just Acting Up show, man. So go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. I mean, that's right there. You know, it's as simple as easy for you. It's free.
It's free 99.
Free 99.
Don't cost you nothing.
You
I mean,
ain't
come
gotta
on now.
steal, it's free. You ain't gotta steal, it's free.
I mean, we ain't actually put no diamond hooks in your head and have it as hair. No, we're not asking that. We're not asking you to jump inside a bus and drive on down the street like that crazy kid did and steal a bus from the school. No, we're not asking for that. We're asking you to do that. Go ahead. Go. Yeah, just
That's it.
just one. I would, you know, when
Let
the
there
doors
be
of church is
one.
over.
You know how they say in church, let there be one. Just one. That's all it takes. Another one.
I was about to say that. You know, at the end of church when they get that little the music, get all sad and preacher get all different. I'm asking you for just one. Come on.
That's it.
Come on down to the altar.
That's it.
Just one. So all jokes aside, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Big shout out to our guest today, Diallo Riddle. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Many blessings to you and your family and your team. Bashir, tell Bashir and everybody else say what's up on Southside, man. So Sherman Showcase, all that, and then some. Y'all make sure y'all watch it. Y'all have not been watching. Watch it and tell 5 or 10 more people to watch that show. Trust me. If you loved Atlanta, if you love the Boondocks, if you love Marlon, if you love Sherman Showcase, if you love the Southside, watch all of it, man. Watch all of it. Comment below. Like I said, like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Tell people about that show. Yeah. So, with all that being said, Chris, you want to take us out on a positive note, brother? You got any for us?
Yeah, I do have a positive quote. It goes, always go with your passions. Never ask yourself if it's realistic or not. Point blank, period. Never ask yourself if it's realistic. Just go for it. You know, don't let nobody tell you can't, what you can't do.
I dig that. That's good.
That's a nice one.
That's nice.
That's a nice one.
So with that,
I'm gonna leave you all with positive vibes. Stay away from the potholes in Texas because they get you lost in the South.
Man, shoot, man, they got me one time a couple years ago. Messed all my sides up.
And if you don't have AC in the summertime, may God be with you. Because boy, let me tell you, 90 degrees weather in the hot box is not what's up.
At all.
Your
Straight
dating
up,
life sucks.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man. So thank y'all again. Y'all be safe out there. We'll see y'all next time. Next episode, Just Acting Up Show. Tell your friends about us. Be out here.